where this place is? It looks like the Mount Wheeling in China or the famous rock formations in Palawan. Have a look! So, do you have any idea where I am now? I am in Singapore. You heard it right. These ecotourism spots are in Singapore. Enjoy! But before I tour you around for more, let me present to you my research proposal about ecotourism. Hi everyone! Today I'll be presenting to you my research proposal about development communication and its role in addressing climate change in Singapore, the Ecotourism Communication Model. This groundbreaking research is a communication study that addresses a development issue anchored on one of the Sustainable Development Goals. The central idea of this study is the synergy of development communication, ecotourism, and climate change. It underlines the necessity and urgency of having development communication in responding to the effects of climate change in Singapore. Although the government agencies in the country are taking its part in employing environmental actions, there is still insufficiency with its development communication approach and the consistency of its focus on strong environmental communication as they implement ecotourism programs and initiatives. This research study emphasizes that in preparation and implementation of any ecotourism program, it must be within the parameters of a development communication framework captured in the proposed Ecotourism Communication Model. So, what do you know about the Land of the Lions? For some, it is associated with Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and his discipline. For OFWs like me, it is the Asia-Pacific hub for business, while for many, people come to Singapore for tourism. But with its modern and urban core comes with environmental problems. And that leads us to the research problem on how can development communication through the ecotourism communication model address climate change in Singapore. With the great potential of tourism in the country, Singapore Tourism Board statistics report shows that there are 15.1 million visitor arrivals in 2014, but with this promising tourism performance also shows that only 3 to 7% visits the ecological attractions, while 38% prefers to visit the integrated resorts or theme parks, casinos, and more. This research study is also keen to know the awareness level of the stakeholders on climate change, the communication determinants, the available environmental communication programs to help us design an effective ecotourism communication model. So what is ecotourism, by the way? Ecotourism is about responsible travel to natural areas that conserves the environment, sustains the well-being of the local people, and involves interpretation and education. So, are there ecotourism spots in Singapore? Yes, there are remarkable ecological and nature spots in the country. Aside from the Singapore Zoo and the Jurong Bird Park, you may find the Central Catchment Nature Reserve, the Pulau Ubin, the cultural areas of Arab Street and Chinese and Japanese Garden, the state-of-the-art Marina Barrage Dam that has three main functions of water supply, flood control, and lifestyle attraction. You may see the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Botanic Gardens, and the most popular garden city, known for its renewable energy project through the super trees of Gardens by the Bay. Given tourism's importance in the global challenges of climate change, it is important that various stakeholders must continuously take concerted action in adopting a range of ecotourism activities that ensures climate action and environmental sustainability. The theoretical basis of this research are the following: dialogue and exchange of information, mutual understanding and agreement. The dialogue and exchange of information is a participatory communication paradigm that provides the theoretical foundation and ensures relevant stakeholders are involved in the decision-making process of the ecotourism programs. In this theory, the purpose of the communication is to make something common or to share knowledge, meanings, perceptions, or awareness. In this context, sharing implies an equitable division of what is being shared, which is why communication should naturally be a balanced, two-way flow of information. On the other hand, mutual understanding and agreement of Dr. Kincaid's convergence theory of communication serves as the foundation to make the communication strategies of the proposed model and establish information exchange relationships and networks that exist between stakeholders. The conceptual framework is parallel to its theoretical framework, and this is how it will be operationalized. The proposed model addresses the need for information exchange and participation towards climate action among the stakeholders with the goal of achieving mutual understanding and agreement. The model provides the overall arc and basis of the need for employing interpersonal communication that will be largely initiated by the implementing government agencies and the corporate entities. It is therefore hypothesized that the integration of the ecotourism communication model into the tourism industry is a major factor of the success in implementing concrete measures or initiatives in addressing climate change in Singapore. Another hypothesis is that respondents who have environmental communication awareness will tend to choose ecotourism activities than those who do not have environmental communication awareness. The actual research process will involve a large study in the tourism industry, the climate change situation, and the environmental communication programs of the government, businesses, and the travelers. It will cover desk review work that will be presented in the form of case studies. A surveyed research design in a stratified random sampling scheme will be employed so as interviews will be conducted to verify gathered data. Since there are no indigenous people in Singapore, it will survey the top 3 largest ethnic groups in the country, consisting of Chinese, Malay, and Indian, together with the tourists visiting Singapore as main respondents. Follow the web link below to access the survey questionnaire. The design and testing process of ecotourism communication model assumes an in-depth understanding on how an ecotourism program and initiative materializes, parallel with an in-depth analysis of the most appropriate communication strategies and development communication approach as it responds to the communication needs in addressing climate change. The significance of this study is to incorporate the principles of environmental education, economic viability, and social empowerment to the stakeholders. Thus, the application of the development communication principles and strategies embodied in the ecotourism communication model is argued to significantly contribute to the tourism sector and in addressing climate change in Singapore, if it were distilled into an accurate, accessible, timely, and readable communication plan. The promotion of ecotourism communication model will benefit these stakeholders. It will not only protect and conserve the environment, it will create environmental awareness and build ecological conscience from the business sectors. It will recognize the cultural rights of the ethnic groups in Singapore, and it will generate financial benefits to the local people. It will provide enriching experience for the stakeholders, especially the travelers, the government, and environmental organizations in helping raise environmental sensitivity. Now, before I end, click the link below to watch the ecotourism video campaign. Advocate responsible travel and choose ecotourism. Believing that climate change is a global challenge that requires global action, a multilateral approach is essential, but a meaningful environmental awareness with a focus on the strong campaign on ecotourism to the stakeholders can create social transformation not just in Singapore but around the world. This is Franelyn Sandyong Dacono. Good day.